Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more City Skylines. Returning to Spin City, where every intersection is a roundabout. And currently, I'm waiting for the amount of money I need to get a oil power plant, which will help quite a bit with the power demands of the city, as I'm very close to running out of power. I also need more water, but that's not as big of a demand right now. Honestly, there's a lot of things I need. And there we go. Big town. So we have now unlocked some taxation policies. Okay, so most of the policies, new zones, this stuff is very helpful. And what I've also very much been waiting for, incineration plants. That's going to be very useful. Universities will help, I hope. Saunas. Okay, saunas, I guess. And then we have prisons. So, all of these things are useful. But first thing first, let's get some incineration plants. I believe those give me power, if I remember correctly. So, that actually might be more of a priority than some other things that we could be putting in there. Alright, so let's go to trash services. So, I need these incineration plants up and running, like, now. So I'm going to put one here. I'm also going to put one over just confirm here. Power output 12 megawatts. Yeah, okay. That is correct. I'm going to put one right in here. I'm hoping the power will transfer over. Yeah, it looks like it will. Alright, so what I need to do now... Let me just grab this and do the Trashovision. This is pretty much full, so I got to empty it. This is also getting full, but I'm going to let it fill up. And that's not all that full. Okay. So we're going to empty this, and it's going to be emptied into these new incineration plants. And the incineration plants, once they're up and running, should provide me the power that I need. And I'm probably going to actually expand that. Oh, I don't have power. I don't have water over here. Alright, we'll remedy that. Alright, it might take a little while for the power to come in. Because for whatever reason, they're not up and running. Alright. As I said, it will probably be something I have to be patient with here. So, just go ahead and continue. Come on, power. Alright, one's up and running. Let's see. Power output should start climbing here. There we go. That's what we need. And I'm going to go ahead and have this one empty as well. So we get this guy up and running as well. I'll keep an eye on the garbage reserves here, because once these guys get filled up, we can probably stop emptying these guys. Oops. Want to do that? I guess we can give our little birdie a fancy hat, though. There you go, a little crown. Alright. I think I'm going to actually even put in another one of these incineration plants. And I'll put it on the other side of the street here. Alright. Alright, so now we have electricity taken care of. Kind of, maybe not. Let's go ahead and get some water issues taken care of as well. So, water. I wish I knew if it was going to be connected to the current water line so I don't have to do anything here. Looks like I might have to adjust the power lines a little bit, but that's no big deal. We'll do it just like... Matter of fact, the power lines are fine as they are. And again, the thing needs hooked up to water. I was trying to get it connected there, but I guess I'm just not seeing how these connections work. Alright, well, I fixed it. And then we might as well do sewage as well. See, those things connect nicely. I don't know what the problem is with this other stuff. I guess we can bulldoze that power line because we don't need it anymore. Alright, well, again, it's just stuff I'm going to have to keep an eye on as far as power generation and all that stuff goes. This guy is only producing 4 megawatts, but that should improve as time goes on. Should start producing 12 megawatts like the others. Still not really addressing my main problems with... Wow, fires all over the place. Yes, I'm aware that I can do that. Thank you. Alright, so we've got a lot of demands here. And I think it's time to rezone some things. So I'm going to rezone this. And this. And this. Once that's cleared out, I'll put in some high density residential. Alright, so as far as industry goes, water, we're much better. Hold on a second. I want power to transfer. Probably the smart place to put that is there, and then we can go over here once the power is transferred over. Alright. Still waiting for those houses to clear out. Okay, high density. There and there. I'm gonna zone all this too. Rezone it. Be high density. Alright. Once that gets built in, I'll go ahead and start building over here. Alright. I forget, where was I gonna rezone? Here. Okay. And then, as far as the land goes, the fertile land kind of stops on this edge. So, I probably want to make this bit on the inner part farmland, but the rest not. So like that. And then also zone in that. Okay. Now I need to start thinking about services. Let's start with education. We need elementary schools over here. What is the best way to get it to everywhere in this area? Huh. I mean, this area in here is probably going to be residential. That covers quite a lot if I go there. Alright, I'll put it at this corner. Alright, I'll take care of some of it. And if I go here... should take care of the rest down here. I'm hoping, anyway. Alright, well, those are basic education taken care of. And then as far as electricity goes... Alright, that should take care of that. Now, power generation is looking a lot better now that I've got the garbage going. Another thing I can do here is I can get rid of the old garbage as well. when it comes down to it. So once this stuff is fully emptied, the only problem is emptying it is going to be a major task because the incinerators I have are pretty much full. I'm also eventually going to need a prison, among other things. How are my loans going? Looks like I can take another one. Alright, so if I were to take another one, what would I do? Well, first off, I do need better police services, and I'd like to get the bigger building. Also, fire department. I would like a bigger fire department. And then a hospital. I'd like one of those. All of those things cost 60 grand plus. And then we have the prison itself, which costs 120,000. So that's unlikely we'll be able to afford that anytime soon. What is it trying to nag me about? Wants me to do public transport. I get it. Thanks. And I can purchase new land. I don't really care about that right now. For some reason I'm having problems with power. Why am I having problems with power? Oh. Okay. So I altered the power hookup. That was obviously a mistake. I'm going to grab a loan here. And I'm going to grab another high school here. We've got one up there, but we don't have one addressing our needs down here. I don't really need to cover this area over here because it's all industrial. So ideally, I want to be able to cover all of my residential area. So this looks like a good spot. I mean, I would prefer to put it here, though, so I could transfer that power. That was kind of what I was trying to go for there. But it's probably better I put it in the more efficient spot, which looks like it's going to be over here somewhere. I've got another idea for the power transfer, though. Okay, I'll put it right there. Alright, so park. That would be a nice, cost-effective way to get power over. I'm probably going to want to do loops here, though, with the streets, like I've done in the past, so that we're using this area efficiently. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use these two-lane roads with trees. And, you know, another thing? I think I'm going to go with another roundabout here. I kind of like the way that these look. It just makes everything, you know, it looks kind of fancy. So I'm going to try and make myself a roundabout here. So doing the best I can, drawing it by hand. Try and make it fairly uniform. There we go. And then we're going to need this. Connect to there. And that. Connect like that. There we go. Okay, now that we have all that, get our park in here. So I'm going to put a small playground right there. That should get our power transfer. And we're going to need water. Into this central area. One. That should do it. Okay, and we have more residential demand. Alright, we'll take one thing at a time here. And only zone places we know we can get away with. Okay. And that should get rid of the power problem. Because I didn't have power transferring from over here, down here properly. Now it should be transferring just fine. Alright, so they're complaining about workers. Well, I'll get on that. By getting more homes. What I could do is I could make these areas in the... Like, for instance, we have a lot of services here, so why don't we de-zone this? Because it makes more sense to me, anyway, to zone it with high density. Okay, it looks like that's about all I can fit. Alright, so a lot of our demands have just dropped. Of course. Never really expect that to last all that long. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look at some things while we wait for the demands and things to kind of switch around. Traffic's looking actually pretty good for the most part. Not really seeing any stops. As a matter of fact, this guy ended up correcting himself, so it must have been this addition has made it so that cars that want to come this way have somewhere else to go. Which is really... I mean, this is still a stressed area, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. Now, this is definitely stressed. One thing we can do to immediately alleviate that, though, is probably make a highway connection over here to this. Because what's happening here is all the farm equipment, farm equipment, the, what is the word I want to say here? The farm industry is clogging up this really badly. So, what we're going to want to do is get another highway connection so that we have traffic coming in on either end. So now it's time for me to build another one of my really ugly off-ramp and on-ramp things. Okay, so I'm gonna need an off-ramp and an on-ramp for both sides. So having power issues again. Alright, let me see what's going on here. So these guys are producing the power they need to produce pretty well. I think another incinerator would probably only delay the issue. I can't take another loan here, so I can't get a more expensive power plant. I want an oil power plant. But right now, with how much power we're consuming, that's kind of weird, though, because it seems like it comes in blips. Like, all of a sudden, we need all this power, and then it goes away. Let me just wait a second here. I just want to see what happens. Like, right now, power consumption is through the roof. Let's see if it changes. Of course, I don't want these places moving out, so gotta keep that in mind. That's down to 222, 219. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. For some reason, 10 megawatts extra power. Now we're back down. I mean, without a doubt, we need more power. But it does seem like we've got these blips. I mean, that was a change in 20 megawatts practically. Because right now we're hovering around 209, 208. I mean, I guess that makes sense. So you're going to see that in the city. You're going to see power blips. All right, well, in any case, why don't I just focus at the task at hand, though, which is to build the on-ramp, off-ramp. That's not going to consume any power, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so this is going to be the off-ramp. We also need an off-ramp out here. So I'm going to build the off-ramp first. It's going to come off like this. And it's going to go up. Probably something like that. Probably don't need to go out so far, though. I'm going to try and make this off-ramp, on-ramp thing a little bit more compact than I've done in the past. Still probably going to be ugly as hell, but we'll get it to work. Alright, and then we're going to want a bend here. Might have to loop it all the way over. Oh, there we go, we got a little bit of a... I don't really want to go out that far. There we go, that's probably where I want it. Right about there. And we're going to go across... Not going to let me do that just yet. Kind of loop around. Alright, well that's it for now. There's our off-ramp on this side, and then we're going to need our on-ramp here. So, come back on down. So this is that's the off-ramp, now we need the on-ramp. I want this straight. Actually, up a level. About there. And we get our curve. Want it very roughly tight. Right about there. Now this I think I can afford to be a little bit more straight with. At least on the way over. Then come on down. Alright, well, we'll deal with that in a second. It might be a little too tight of a bend, I'm thinking. Let's back up here. Try this again. The more tight I make the bends, the slower it's going to make the traffic. Alright, that's what it's going to look like for now. Okay, so there's the on-ramp, the off-ramp. Now we're going to have to think about what we have over here. So these are... That's my off-ramp. And then we probably have our off-ramp here, and then our on-ramp there. Okay, got it. All right. So let's grab one of these. Bring it down to road level. To about over here. Another one. Comes off to about here, let's say. Alright. Now we've got that. Go ahead and draw these suckers. You know what? I think this is a good point, actually, to put a cut in the video, so I'll go ahead and finish off this on-ramp, off-ramp in the next video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.